Hi everyone, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I am here with a nice little tutorial, and it's something a bit different. I've seen it a few times on Pinterest. I haven't seen anybody do a tutorial on it, but then I haven't really looked, to be honest with you. But I thought it looks cute and I kind of like it, and it's using old jigsaws to create a nice piece of ephemera. So I've had a bag of jigsaws. We had quite a few at work that we used to use all the time, and we had a bag that was, there was just loads of bits missing, and some of them were broken. So we were going to throw them out, and I thought, well, no, don't throw them out. I'll take them and I'll use them for craft. So that's what I've done, and they've been sitting in my craft room for ages, and I thought finally I need to do this because I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and they've turned out quite nice. I like them. Now they are old jigsaws, so they are quite thick. I'm not going to lie, they're not thin, but these I think would look great. You could have them. I've put a grommet in this one, so you could have it dangling off. I don't know, maybe a paper clip or something, or they would be really nice as a front plate for a journal. You could pop that, put some collage around the back of it and that, and some lace, and that could be your front plate for your journal. They're quite nice, and I suppose they're quite versatile. I haven't used this one. So anyway, I just thought I'd give them a go because it's something I've wanted to try, and yeah, why not? Simply, why not? I've had this bag sitting there for ages, and I thought I need to do something. So I'm going to go through my process. I'll just pop these ones aside. So to start off with, I just put the jigsaw together, and I just, I picked up pieces. Some of them are pieces, like 4 pieces together. Some of them are 6 pieces together. I've made some larger ones, which I think I will use as decoration on the front of a journal. But for this one, I've just put 4 pieces together, and I have got some, as you can see with this one, they're only 2 pieces, and on some of the larger jigsaws, one piece is quite big. You can use that, and it would just pop in, tuck in, or you could use it as a decoration. You could even use it as, if you use the little ones, because I've got the tiny little ones, you could pop them on paper clips and use them as charms on the side of your journal. There's lots of different ways you can use them. So today I'm going to focus on these ones. So the first thing I've done is to, hi sweetheart, oh, a cup of coffee. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The first thing I'm going to do is use some gesso. Now you've probably already guessed that because I've got it all over my hands. So I just covered them. This is the second coat I'm putting on here, and I'm just going to put a generous amount on. I want to cover most of the image below, but also I want to help the jigsaw to bond, and give a nice surface for it to stick our I'm using napkins, our napkins on. You could use papers, you could use tissue paper. I've got some nice rice papers which I think would work well on this, but for the purpose of this I'm just going to use the napkins. So that's the gesso done, and I would give it I would let it dry between each just got a little lump there between each application, because once it starts to get too thick gesso, it takes a longer to dry. So I would just put lots of thin coats on rather than trying to put a big thick coat on. So now that's done, I'm just going to pop this one over, and I'm going to clean my brush out because for some reason I've only got one brush left. I think my daughters have been using them for crafts as well, and they forgot to put them back. And then the next step, which I'm going to do on this one, now this one, it didn't bond as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay because I'm going to use some Mod Podge. And what I'm going to do, because obviously I've got my napkins, which I'm just using up the little bits that I've got, and finding ways to pop them on. I'm going to put a little bit extra Mod Podge so that it goes down into the cracks. So you can see I'm trying to bond this together. I'm putting backing paper on them, and that's going to hold them together as well. But just to stop them from cracking open, I want the Mod Podge to go right down into it. So I put a nice layer of Mod Podge down. And I should really have like a sheet down or something, but just make sure it's all in those cracks. There we are. Now let's just get our nice flower on. And you don't have to get these perfectly flat. Sometimes it looks nice when there's little wrinkles in, and you know, it just adds to the texture, because this is a textural piece anyway, so it's going to be good. Can't believe I've got another coffee. There we go. Right, and that's that. So now I'm just going to tear the edge, and it's already loosened off with the Mod Podge, so I'm very carefully just going to tear the edge. Just use the paper, the paintbrush for the little awkward bits, and then that should take off most of that paper. Doesn't matter if the paper goes down the side, that's fine. I've got the birds trotting along on the roof. And if it seems a little bit tough, then just give it a bit more Mod Podge. It should loosen it a bit. That's it. Right. This should come off all right now. It's just a case of being very gentle. And don't worry about the bits that's left on, because we're going to deal with those as well. And there you go. That's that covered. And that's really cute. And it doesn't matter that you can see this seam, because we're going to put ephemera on it as well. Just try and get off all the bits that you can reach. There we go. Perfect. Now, I'll just put this away. I'll leave that to dry. And this one I've done, and it's just about dry now. Yeah, just about dry. So you've got these, and these are your nail files, and these are really great at just getting off any edges of tissue. So it'll just catch the tissue and bring it off. And that one still hasn't bonded properly yet. I'm being a bit too impatient with them. And you can see it bringing off all the edges of the tissue. So there we go. And you can just get into those little tight corners. And again, when I back this, it will bond it together even more. So once the Mod Podge is set, which I haven't given it a chance really, it's still a bit damp. So next step is to get your coffee dyed paper. Now it's simply a case of, shouldn't have put that Mod Podge away, should I? Oh, actually no, I've been using the other glue. Simply a case of getting your glue in. Now what I've been doing is going around all the seams as well. Imagine they've got Mod Podge on the front, and now they're going to have tacky glue on the back, and it's going to soak in, so it's really going to bond the pieces together. You can, if you wanted to, you can spend time before you start crafting gluing the pieces together and leaving them to sit overnight to make sure that they're well bonded. You can. I'm just too impatient to do that. I've waited all this time to finally do this video, and now I'm too impatient to wait. Oh, it's just me, isn't it? Okay, so plus I don't think you need to, because I think, you know, it's going to bond together as the glue sets in, and your paper's going to keep it all nice and solid. And yeah, I don't think you really need to do that step, but I suppose if you wanted to, you could. I'm putting huge amounts of this on, I'm well aware, because I want a really good bond to that paper. And then we'll just flip this over, position it in the corner so that I don't have to cut the excess off that side, and then I'm going to give it a really good press down. And then you can see all the glue squidging out. I'm not bothered about that, that's fine. It can squidge out, that's good. I'm just going to quickly wipe some of it off. Don't have to get it all off. The only reason I'm wiping it off is because the next step is to get a craft knife. Now you can, if you've got the little scissors, because I've got some little fussy cutting scissors, you can use those and you will be able to cut round this. But just for quickness, because it would take us ages to use the little fussy cut scissors, I'm literally just going to use my craft knife and just go around. And again, you've got your nail file, so you can file the paper if there's any little bits sticking on that you didn't quite get. And it's just a little matter of patience, which I've already told you before is not one of my virtues. If I had patience, I could conquer the world. I so don't have any patience. I try to. I know this is one of my failings, and I do try. Now you see what's happening here, the paper's gotten wet off the glue, which is another reason why you should leave this step, and I do leave this step normally, but for the purposes of the video I am doing it straight away. Leave it till your paper is completely dry, and then you won't get this that I'm getting. I probably need a new craft knife as well. And it doesn't have to be exact, like I said. You've got your nail file. You can use it to get the bits off. Right, let's see how we've done. And I'm pulling it this way rather than down, just because I want the tear to go this way, if you understand what I mean. If it's going to tear, it's going to pull this way. There we are, and then it's covered, and there's the back of it. Now yes, there are a couple of places here, but like I said, you can leave yours to dry, whereas I wanted to get this all done in one go, rather than have to be 2 videos or have to keep stopping the camera. But once it is dry, and I'm not going to do it too much because I don't want to pull it anymore, but you can do exactly the same as you did with the tissue, and you see how it's just bringing that off, and it'll give you that nice edge and it'll look great. Now that's going to stick everything down really well. The other thing that's going to stick things down is we're going to put some ephemera on it. Now I'm using the ephemera out of the Artie Mae's Tracy Fox Tag Fantastic Tag I don't know what it's called. I've got it written down. Tag Fabrication. So this is the ephemera, some of the ephemera out of that, which there's so much ephemera, you know, it's, you know, I'm going to have loads for me tags and then some. So let's get some ink on. And because I've used the Mod Podge on this, it takes the ink really well actually. I mean, yours will be neater because 1, you'll have waited for the glue to set, and 2, you'll have gone round with your nail file. I can't do that because the glue hasn't set. I'll do that at the end and then I'll re-ink it, but just for the purposes of this video I'm going to show you. Okay, now, oh, I forgot to do this. So let's get all the ephemera inked up as well, and then we can start making our arrangement. Now because these are quite dimensional, I'm going to use lace on them, just because I think that it's pretty, and you know, why not? These are never going to sit flat in a pocket. You're going to have to use them in a different way, maybe an end pocket, or like I say, on the front of a journal, or even on the front of a folio. They'd look nice on a folio, I think. So I've got some nice antique lace here, so I'm going to cut a piece of this off. There we go. I'm getting everything stuck to me now. Just got some glue bits on the scissors. Now I just want this piece of the lace, so I'm going to cut this here. I need to get these scissors sharpened as well, and I just want to pop that so that it's like that, and then I think I like the idea of her there, and then the bird, and then that little ticket, and then I think if I use a bit of this lace and that can sit along the bottom like that, and it is follow your dreams. I like that. I might change it dimensionally a little bit, but I like that. So let's get this glued down. And again, the more ephemera you put on here, the more stable it becomes, and it'll all stick together eventually when everything's dried, if you have the patience to wait for it to dry, which I do not. There we go. Right. Okay, so I think if I put her a little bit higher, I kind of want her a bit higher. So if we pop her there, and because we're on lace, I'm going to give her a really good press down. And there we go. Now I've got glue everywhere. And this, excuse the state of my hands because I've got glue and gesso all over them now. I kind of want that to be a little bit higher up. There we go. Let's get this on. Make sure we get plenty of glue on. There we are. I'm liking that. And now there we go. And let's just pop this ticket. I think I kind of just there. There, that's it. And just hold that down for a second. And then that's another piece done. And I did put a grommet in this one. I'll tell you this, it took some getting on. Yeah, it was not easy because it's quite thick. You can get thinner jigsaws, you've just got to look in the shops for them. I know you can get the kids ones, these are kids ones, but you can get the kids ones that are just thicker, probably just a bit thicker than a cardstock, and they would be ideal for creating tags out of these because they're not that thick. So there we go, that's that one done as well. I'm not going to bother putting the grommet in this one because I think this will look lovely on the front of a journal as a decorative plate on the front of a journal. So that's the process, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's just a quick one, just an idea that you might try, and give it a go because you never know what you can create. So stay safe, stay healthy, and happy crafting. Bye.